Hey y'all. Rachel, hello. Dee, hello. Hey everybody. No. All right, y'all. We don't give it a few minutes for people to come in. If you're wondering what's going on, my name is XOXO Mama. That is the name I had on another streaming platform, so I kept it instead of using my real name. But this is called A Mother's Compass, where we discuss parenting advice, um, tips, and um, offer any kind of advice that we can. What up? So if you've never subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscription, share, like, do all that good stuff, and we'll get started in about 5 minutes, you guys. Thank you for the like. We probably won't do a whole hour tonight, you guys. I have a really bad toothache. If you can't tell, my face is swollen. So I'm having a really rough day today. But it's mom life, so you know what I mean? You just take it with the punches. Yo, I do not want to know about your personal business like that. That is TMI. All right, you guys, and if you're wondering what the discussion is going to be tonight, it's called How to Keep Open Communication with Your Kiddos, um, where we go over different ways you can talk to them, make them feel comfortable. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new to the live, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and go ahead and share and let your people come on in. It's a way for us to create a safe space for people to talk about parenting. That's why I created the Mother's Compass. Because no matter what your journey is, our compass all leads to one direction, and that's just raising our kids right and trying to do the best we can. Welcome in, everybody. Landon, hello. you're new to the stream, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free at the top. Share the video. Hit that like button. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. People wondering little by little. Tonight is called How to Keep Open Communication with Your Kiddos. It's very important that we talk about this because I feel like at some point all of us, our kids will be at that age where it's time to have discussions and be comfortable enough to have those discussions, and for our kids not to feel like they're being judged on what they're telling you, so that they can feel comfortable. We just had a conversation Monday about how to have the hard conversations with your teenagers. So we're running off of that, but it's to all our kids, not a certain age group, just in general, every age. It's very important that we're able to create an emotional safe place for them to feel comfortable to open up and not feel like they're being judged or they're going to get in trouble for what they're talking to you about. You got to make sure to remain calm, and just really show them appreciation for them actually coming to you and talking to you. And that way they'll be willing and comfortable to talk to you in the future about anything that's going on, if it's from relationships to friendships to something going on at school as far as bullying, or if they're having trouble in school, trouble at work while they're under the age of 18 and they're still in the house. You want to make sure that you create a place for them to feel comfortable in general, to be able to communicate with you. Make sure that when you respond to what they're talking to you about, that you have a understanding perception rather than correcting them for what they're telling you. Because right now you're just a listening ear, and they may ask for advice. They may tell you they just wanted to share what was going on with them. And they just wanted someone to talk to, and they felt comfortable enough to talk to you about it. Listen more than trying to overtalk them. Give them full eye contact. Watch your body language, because a lot of times your body language can make them feel like that you're not really listening to what they're saying, and that you're not being perceptive. Don't interrupt them. Excuse me. Don't interrupt them while they're talking to you. Because I know, even with me being an adult, someone interrupts me or overtalks me, it shuts me down real quick. And then I don't even want to talk anymore. So you don't want to do that to your kids. You want to give them a place to where they feel like they can talk to you. Also, like, reflect on what they told you. For example, if they told you they were having an issue with somebody at school, at the end of the conversation, you want to be like, okay, so what I heard is that you felt like this person, whatever the person's name is, was giving you a hard time, and you really didn't like that. It hurt your feelings. Now, as they get older, the conversations will be a little bit different, but like, I have a 9-year-old, so that would be a conversation that I would probably have with her. Ask open-ended questions. Golly, I'm sorry. I'm so tired. I have not been sleeping well. Hashtag mom life. Ask open-ended questions such as, did you have a good day? Lead them to where they want to meet you as far as having a conversation. Um, Ask them what the best part of their day was. Ask them, was something in particular difficult? Did they have a rough day with something certain? Or with something that happened? Um, and if they had a rough day and they want to tell you about it, ask them whatever happened, ask them how it made them feel. Because they want to be heard. They don't want to feel like they're being shut down and like you don't care to listen to them. Also, validate their feelings. For example, I'll use my youngest because we've had this issue in the past. She has a hard time communicating because she's deaf, and she has cochlear implants. So when she feels like someone is picking on her, she wants to scream in class. And so I have to have those conversations with her about it's okay to be angry. It is okay to be upset. But screaming in the middle of class, disrupting class, and being disrespectful to your teacher is not okay. We have to handle it in a better way. Teach them ways to share their emotions in a safe way. As far as if they're angry, tell them they need to take a minute, take a breath, count to 10, and try it again. When it's appropriate, share about yourself with them. Talk to them about your own feelings. If you had a rough day, tell them why. As long as it's appropriate for the age group. You being able to be open with them shows them that you're human too and you have emotions and you go through some difficult times as well, no matter if you're a kid or you're an adult. Make another way to create safe space for them to want to communicate with them is create some one-on-one time with them. If that's bedtime stories, taking a walk once they get home from school, car rides where y'all talk and listen to music. A lot of times when kids, because they feel like if you're looking face to face, they feel like you might be judging or you might feel a certain way about what they're saying. That's why it's good to have side by side and not face to face with your kids. So car rides, walking, sitting on the couch and picking a movie to watch together. Don't overreact to confessions or what they're telling you, because if you overreact, they're going to stop sharing. They're going to shut down. They're going to be closed off, and they're going to end the conversation. If discipline is needed, save it for after the conversation when they're being open with you and being vulnerable. Because if you discipline them in the middle of the conversation, they're going to shut down. They're going to stop telling you why, how come it happened, what caused it, and you want to get to the root of the problem. As your kids get older, we have to start to respect their opinions because they're their own person, and we all have opinions. May their opinion always be right? No, probably not. But once they're done stating their opinion, then you can talk to them about it and be like, look, I understand your opinion, but here are some of the facts. And this is just a suggestion of how you can handle it next time. Problem solve together so they don't feel alone in making choices. try to avoid from any sarcasm, any kind of shaming, dismissing what they went through as far as their experiences. Make yourself very available and let them know that you're available for those conversations when they're ready. Let them know that you're always available to talk to them now or later. Also, being able to prepare them for certain settings is always a plus. It's always it's always a way to encourage them that they can get through things with you by themselves, and help them be confident. Don't tear your kids down. Don't demean them, because when you do that, it makes it really hard for them to want to talk to you. So next week, we're at about 20 minutes so far. Next week we'll be having some different topics of conversation. I haven't come up with the pieces yet to decide on what we're gonna do yet. But it will be posted on my IG, which is A Mother's Compass. And I'll also post it on my YouTube channel to let you guys know what it's going to be about if you want to be here. Also, I do have a guest coming up next Wednesday from the streaming platform that I came from. And we're going to talk with him about a piece that he chooses to have a conversation about. I'm super excited. This will be my first time having a guest. This is my second episode. Again, this is A Mother's Compass. That's what I named my YouTube channel. It's a way for us to be able to have safe conversations as parents, future parents, older parents, first-time parents, and be able to have those difficult conversations to prepare ourselves for the future whenever it comes about or if it's currently going on. My IG is also open if you have ideas for topics or conversations that you want to see or hear. We are on our road to 1K subscribers. Once we get to 1K subscribers, then there will be a giveaway, and I'll let you know closer to that when we'll do the giveaway. Sorry, you guys, I'm so sleepy. And I just about spilt my whole cup of tea. That would have been very bad. Oh. I got sniffles too. Excuse me. Oh. you can't stop, even when you're sick. Let's see. So I'm going to play this clip. I'm not going to show y'all because of copyright reasons, but I can play the voice clip for you.
If you told your boss how to do
Of copyright reasons, but I can play the voice. Now I have myself playing in the background. That's wild.
As parents, we play psychologists to our kids at a lot of moments. What's your advice for how to be the best therapist for our kids when that's the role we need to play?
So I always say, in one of my most important classes I ever took was in communication, actually. And I always say, ask the question if they're not cueing. So in rhetoric and communication, we talk about cueing. So if I come to you and say, like, I've had a really hard day, I just need to vent. Or I've got some questions, I'm not sure what to do with this, right? I'm cueing you of what I want your role to be. Our children don't have that as much anymore. We've lost the art of that. So as a parent, I think the best thing you can say, are you looking for advice? Are you just venting? Ask them. Like, that sounds really tough. Like, is there something that I can do? Did you just want to talk through this, right? Be open to give them that art and that communication skill, because to me, fundamentally, that's the best way you can help your child.
What if they're not coming to us, but we sense through behavior or through our feelings that they need to talk, but they're just saying, yeah, it's fine? Is there a way to open the conversation without having to push, like, tell me what's going on, what's happening, why aren't you talking
Remember,
to me?
you never want to push.
What should we do?
Secrets of the trade.
Yeah. What are some tips and tricks here?
So the bewitching hour for girls tend to be in the evening. So like really anywhere between like 9 and 11, like sitting at the edge of their bed, not making eye contact with them and just kind of being present, even if you're just kind of like petting the dog or whatever. It kind of, again, it disables that piece of them where their guard is up, because it's like they're tired, it's the end of the day, you're just being present, they can get to a relaxed state. So that's kind of my like little secret trick with girls.
Remember, you want to keep it relaxed when you're having a conversation with your kids. You don't want to make them feel pressured.
Throwing a ball at a hoop, going on a walk. If they're active, and again, the eye to eye is very kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
I think if they're trying to share something. So again, not something that you're like looking at each other, but like able to be in something but active tends to work better with boys than anything. And then globally, I would say like getting them in a car. Like our rule is like we're not on our devices in a car for various reasons, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be that example, and I want them to have that opening. I mean, if I'm going like 60, they can't jump out, right? So I can ask anything. No, I'm just kidding.
It's the trapped.
But just going through that car and like being in the presence of a car and being able to like disconnect from their school world, from their house world, and they're in a vehicle that's kind of like contained and they're not distracted by something is also a really good time.
If you enjoyed this clip, we've got more where that came from. Be sure to check out my full conversation with Dr. Lisa Stroman.
So you guys, it's very important that we leave those conversations open for kids to talk to us. All right, you guys. We've done about 30 minutes tonight. This video will post after 24 hours. So the takeaway from this, you guys, is just really remembering to keep that communication open with your kids. Make sure it's positive, not pressured, not them feeling like you're demanding answers. You want them to come to you and talk to you. And for you to do that, it may take you sitting side by side with them and not looking them in the face. Because sometimes when you look at them, they feel like that you're pressuring them and that they just want to shut down. And you don't want them to shut down, you guys. You don't want them to feel like you're trying to pull answers out. They'll tell you in their own way, in their own time. And so you just want to give them the floor to be able to do that. We will be back next Monday, you guys. Again, you can follow me on IG. It's under A Mother's Compass. If you have ideas that you would like to see us discuss and talk about or have a panel to discuss, I'd be more than happy to get a group of people to do that. Along with that, you can also follow me on TikTok. It is under XOXO Mama. We'll also be talking there throughout the week. And just really be able to get this village together and come together to offer advice to parents that may be looking for somewhere safe to have discussions about parenting and not feel like they're being judged. That's the whole point of me creating this channel, is for us to be able to come together, you guys, because it really does take more than one person to raise a child. And it's hard when you feel like you're alone, if you're a single mom or a single dad, or you're going through a divorce, raising kids, or if you're just trying to find your way as a parent. And I get it. I completely get it. I'm a single mom of 2 girls that has been trying to find my way raising them. And so, you know, I've had help from my mom, and she's really taught me how to be a strong mother. But I have my days, you know, where none of us are perfect. We're all trying to find our own way of how to do things and trying to be positive and do that in a positive way. So I really encourage you to be open to these conversations with your kids, and really just stay positive. And if you want to reach out to me on IG, you can. And I'm here. I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to help try to find the answers or navigate to find the answers. So always just be open to letting people help you, even when you feel like that you got it. You know what I mean? We all need a little encouragement sometimes, and we always need, as parents, to feel like someone's rooting for us. And so I want to be able to be here to do that and create a safe space that others can do that too. And if you have any questions, please send me a message. Don't hesitate. No question is wrong question, like they tell us in school, you know what I mean? But I've had a great time. I appreciate everybody showing up and everybody subscribing. I really appreciate you guys. I will see you guys on Monday, okay? Go and hit subscribe, share, like the video, and come back and join us next Monday, okay? Bye, you guys.